Hello guys, I just CBA playing a ranked game today. I'm really not in the mood to play ranked. Ranked is really bad in preseason. So instead I will just give you a video about what I think of Camille so far with the new items, new season. And before the season starts on 8th January. So I already have like a lot of experience with Camille. And I can tell you what I think about her and what I think she's gonna end up. So this is gonna be a really quick video. But okay, let's start with the items that you most ask me so much about. Divine Thunderer and Trinity Force. I think Camille's itemization in Season 11 is much worse than itemization in Season 10. Camille can't ever go Tiamat first anymore. That means that no, I have been asked this so much, you can't go Camille mid lane anymore. Camille mid lane now is a cheese pig. She was actually viable before because of her itemization being so flexible. Because you could go Tiamat for wave clear, you could push out most melee mid laners. You could pretty much 1v1 them just with Tiamat, and you had so much raw power in your kit that you would just 1v1 them, and also you had wave clear to roam to utilize Camille mid lane, and with mages you could contest their pushes. Now you can't go Tiamat. Tiamat is a really probably worst item in the game, like worst component. Like you legit just can't go Tiamat. And like stand alone and then go for like a Triforce. You just can't do that anymore. So you are forced to rush Trinity Force or Thunderer on mid lane, and both of those items, I mean Thunderer, like on mid lane especially, Thunderer won't even help you that much because you need to fight champions on mid lane. I mean, you need to fight champions to proc Phage, and most of the time if you're already fighting a mage, you're on top of them and you're aligning them, so you are not really utilizing the passive here. The only thing it will help you with is to stay with W or something, but that's not too much. So pretty much Camille mid is dead this season. That's why I have been playing Yone and other champions on mid lane whenever I get filled. I think Camille mid is just not playable right now, it's just not worth the trouble. Top lane is much better. Let's talk about top lane. People have been asking me, do I think Camille, old Camille or this Camille is better in Season 11? Then like which one is better, which one is performing more? I mean, I always thought it was a no-brain answer. Obviously, the old Camille was so much better on top lane because her itemization was great, her components were pretty great, like Stinger, Sheen, Phage were all really good items who had their uses. You could go double D-Blade, it was much better than this D-Blade because those two D-Blades now delay your mythic item power spike and they give less Omnivamp than the previous D-Blade. Bloodline got nerfed also, so you can't really go for it. So you can't really exploit early game itemization anymore with Camille, which makes her early game much worse. So there are more matchups you need, they're forced to take a grasp on, and Conqueror is not that great in them anymore. Okay, and now that I have mentioned Conqueror, runes really matter when building either of those, because Conqueror synergizes so much with Trinity Force because it gives you attack speed, and basically you will have fully stacked Conqueror before you have the second Q too, and you will be dealing so much damage. Like Triforce will outdamage Divine Thunderer easily in like long fights, but if you go Grasp, Divine Thunderer literally is made for this playset. Divine Thunderer is literally the best for Grasp because it gives you magic and armor pen. This is just a funny thing, but Grasp does magic damage, so it actually does do some damage. Meanwhile, if you go Divine Thunderer with Conqueror, it's really just wasted stat. And with Grasp, you wanna like hit a guy, run away, wait for Grasp to come back, and hit him again. And this is what you wanna do with Thunderer. You wanna just hit them with the procs because you don't have attack speed, you don't have AD, you are not really that great in a 1-on-1 if you just fight straight up. So Thunderer is much better with Grasp, but Conqueror is better with Trinity Force. This creates really awkward itemization choices because in some matchups it's super, like you just have to go Conqueror. Like for example Sion, you have to go Conqueror. You have to go Conqueror into most tanks, but you go Conqueror and then you're forced to go Divine Thunderer because you can't go Trinity Force into tanks because you have no sustain, and tanks will just straight up stand still and burn you to death with Sunfire. So you're forced on really clunky itemization choices with rune choices because you go Thunderer with Conqueror and you can't really stack it up fast enough, and it feels really awkward. So yeah. Okay, but let's not talk about those two anymore. But so long to read, like, you just go Divine Thunderer into anything that you need to sustain against. So tanks and, like, other Thunderer users, you wanna go for this. But Trinity Force into squishy champions or bruisers is much better. Like, I have been saying that Trinity Force is not great and you should go somewhere more, but I limit tested Triforce and I think it's pretty good. But this might change. This might change because let me show you guys. Fucking this. In a very early season, Yeter posted that Trinity Force is gonna be losing 10 AD and getting 10 ability haste. 10 fucking AD is just gonna get for no reason, and ability haste is so worthless. This item is gonna be so much worse next season. I have no idea why they are touching this item, and some items that I won't mention are not touched here. Like, for example, why Leandris is not touched. I think Leandris is super. Why is Zonia not nerfed? Zonia is literally the best item in the game, probably. But yeah, Trinity Force is gonna be much worse next patch. It's gonna feel much worse building it. I don't think the 10 ability haste will do anything on Camille especially. And now let's talk about when you finally finish your item. Great, like for example you go Triforce, right? You have you finish it like 9th level, or like 10th, right? You have 1.4k HP, that's pretty much nothing, and then you normally on Camille, the best build path on Camille in previous season that I was mostly building would be go Trinity Force, go Tiamat, and then go Itun DD, right? And then you're super tanky with resist, lifesteal, etc, etc. But now, DD doesn't give you MR anymore. You can't build Tiamat standalone. DD is a little different item. So you're forced, you're forced to build Tiamat and then finish Ravenous Hydra. And then finally, on your third item, you finally got some tankiness. So when you have those two items, you look at your stats. Let's buy Ninja Tabai, for example. You would be like level 14 with those items or something like that. You have 1.8k HP, barely any magic. You have no magic resist, and some armor and Tabai passive, and that's all you have as a tankiness. And your small shield that's legit nothing. You legit can't just die. Like if you dive into 5v5 situation, like let's assume you flank an enemy ADC and you just go into them, they're gonna have Gale Force, they're gonna have Shield Bow. You won't have enough damage in one rotation to kill them because they will have so much utility. They will have heal, they will have exhaust. You won't be able to just straight up kill them despite you getting a favorable position because they are so tanky. And if you jump on a mage, they have a Zonia already because it's so cheap. So they will just stopwatch and you will die. So Camille feels really awkward doing that. Because Camille pretty much now is forced to pretty much sideline all game, most of the game at least, which has TP. And we know what side lane does in solo queue. People will just randomly die and you lose the game. So I think Camille overall at 3 items she's like good again, right? At 3 items she's like decent champion. She can do the thing that old Camille could. I'm not saying that Camille's a bad champion, like don't get me that. I'm just saying like she's much worse than the previous Cam, and people are saying, oh yeah, you're playing Cho'Gath ult on 2-second cooldown. Have never obviously played this champion in high elo. This champion actually is really fucking hard to execute nowadays, and it feels really clunky, especially with Divine Thunderer to play with now no attack speed and no movement speed. So yeah, I think Camille is like A+ or like S- tier right now. And like in season 11, I think that's what I like about her. Actually, that's what I want her. That's what I want Camille to be. I want her to be fucking not top tier, so she can actually be open most of the games. So yeah, I think she's worse than season 10 Camille, but she's just worse. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like you could make old Camille worse by just changing her items a bit. Now her itemization is literally the same every game. There's no rewarding good itemization. You can't go like different build paths and reward good players with that. No, you're stuck with one build path the entire time because of the mythic item changes. You can't even like build executioners early game anymore. You're just forced to bomb rush those items every game. Okay. So this is gonna be my thoughts on season 11 Camille, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Oh, I can finish before 10 minutes. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. Fucking join my Discord. Goodbye, guys.